The New Zealand film season, proudly brought to you by Robertson Lodges.
Hi, I'm Francesca Rudkin, and joining me on Rialto Channel's New Zealand film season, I have got Hayden, Weal and Christian Nicolson. And of course, Hayden, you are I'm just going to call you filmmakers because we know that you pretty much did everything on this film. You're responsible for chronesthesia. And Christian, of course, this giant paper mache boulder is actually really heavy. And I'm sorry I have to keep reading the title, but I want to call it very heavy, I want to call it this, I want to call it that. We're going to have a little bit of a chat about filmmaking in New Zealand in general. As I mentioned, you juggled a lot of roles on your film, Hayden. I'm really interested in how you managed to direct and star, how you managed to sort of stay focused on what you're doing as an actor while you're also conscious of what you're trying to get out of a scene. Talk to me about that.
Well, I'm just incredible. I could... No.
Not a problem.
I actually really never thought about it that much. I would have loved to have someone else be Dan, the character in the film, so I could actually watch what they were doing. But when you're dealing with no money and you know that you're going to be shooting every single weekend for 3 months and getting up at 6 and jumping in freezing cold water and doing all this stuff, it kind of made sense for me to do it because I knew I wouldn't have to pay myself. I had somebody that I really, really trusted, Simon Duncombe, who shot the film and is my chief partner for all my filmmaking projects now. He was always watching my performance. And so after some takes, he would say, that one was a little bit too Hayden. You might have to rope it back and be more the character. So I was able to rely on him a lot of the time.
You edited as well. Were you at all surprised when you got into the editing suite? Was it what you expected?
I was a little bit worried. I was a little bit worried that I was just going to be choosing and editing the takes that I looked coolest in, or that I was coming across the best in. But luckily we didn't have that many takes because we were so pressed for time. We had like maybe 3 takes to choose from at most. So that never really became an issue. I'm kind of immune, I think, to looking at myself now. And plus selfie culture, I'm so used to the look of my face that I don't mind seeing it on the big screen and stuff.
Christian, you weren't actually supposed to star in your film. You stepped in after your lead actor sort of pulled out after 3 days and things. Did you edit your film as well?
I did.
So how did you feel when you sort of started that process?
Well, there was obvious flaws in, my inexperience of acting, but I was pretty conscious to make sure that I didn't show anyone else up. So we had a fair amount of pickups based on, retakes for Tom, which is my character. And I was pretty fussy about making sure that I got it right. I usually had 7 or 8 takes, and or sometimes 10. But everyone had their moments where they didn't quite get it right. And I'd rely on everyone else sort of saying something. After the end of a take, I'd sort of look at someone, usually Sears, because she's kind of possibly the most critical, and if she sort of raised her eyebrows or gave me a certain look, I'd go, okay, one more time, and you rely on feedback from everyone else.
So you both ended up doing all these roles, all these different jobs on these films out of necessity, which comes down to budget. So how did you fund your film, Hayden?
Simon owned the camera that we shot on, which was a Sony FS7. We used no lights. We didn't have a sound recorder, so we had little lapel mics, little lav mics like this one. For the
Just
whole
reality TV did.
That's how it felt. We had my partner at the time. She came along and helped out quite a lot. That was it. So yeah, it was. The budget was tiny. The budget was lunches for people, and I had the editing gear because I sometimes edit for a job. So. We were so lucky. The times where having no money was really difficult was how do you get rights for music? Is a composer expected to do hours and hours and hours of work for free? Yes, Connor Cameron, he did an incredible job. And sound post, that's really, really expensive. And we just were lucky to have incredible relationships with somebody who could do that. There is the post-production, what's it called? The post-production grant, or something? Not grant. Yeah, post-production grant.
Did you get that?
No, at the New Zealand Film Commission, because apparently music and score is not considered post-production, so they won't pay for that. That's not allowed to be. But I could be wrong on that, but that's what we heard, and so we didn't go for that. So we ended up finishing our film ourselves. And we had a lot of visual effects in the film. Luckily, Simon Duncombe is an animation supervisor at Weta, so he was able to bust those out by himself through many late nights. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I noticed you had it all, managed to get it all on one hard drive when you took it to, where was it, Prague, and you were doing the editing?
Yeah, I was editing off this tiny hard drive on my little laptop. I don't know, that modern technology means that, yeah, I was mobile the whole time.
Oh.
So I was going to Prague, Berlin, Tenerife, the Spanish island, and as long as I had that little hard drive, I could keep working on the film.
I had like 20 hard drives and wires all over the place. And it was like...
Because you had 10 takes of
so
stuff,
many
I suppose.
terabytes of, 70 shoot days as well.
Really? Yeah, so I think we had 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we really pushed it, eh?
Yeah, we did in a different way, I guess.
So if you met someone now who sort of said to you, I'm thinking of shooting my first feature film, what would be the most important piece of advice you would give them? Christian?
Don't give up. You know, that's it really. You can't really rely on anyone else. I mean, for a long time, I you know, both in my art and in music and things like that, where I kind of thought, okay, I'm going to see if I can get a grant, and you know, that was kind of the reason to do something, and then I just ended up giving up on that and just doing it myself, and that's what happened with this. You know, we entered the competition, we came second. The second prize, the first prize was 100 grand to make a movie. Second was nothing. And I went for funding after that. In the normal channels, I didn't get it. And then I just thought, stuff it, we're gonna make it anyway. So that's what we did. And it's just this belief that somehow, if you start it, you know, it'll happen. It's that field of dreams things, you know. If you build it, they will come. So that's kind of the way it sort of happens. And that's any advice I give to anyone else is just do it. Don't talk about it. Talking about it's for other people.
Oh, now I'm excited to go make another film.
I was going to say, I'm ready to go.
I know,
yeah.
I'm ready to go.
What would you say to someone who said to you, yeah, I'm amped, I'm ready to go.
I think I'd just say the same thing.
Yeah.
It was like, we'd spent so long making shorts and web series and writing features and applying for funding and waiting in line. But, I mean, the reality is we're in this kind of a small country. Our viewership is limited. Also, our film commission is based with tax dollars, so you can't really justify making a film that's not like really culturally relevant. Our tax dollars should be going to culturally relevant stories that are talking about our nation or creating discussion about important issues in the country. And if you want to make something that's pure entertainment, then waiting in line for those tax dollars probably isn't the best option. So, I don't know, write something that you can achieve, get some friends that are keen to go out and grind through the night with you, and then go and make it. Because then, we asked the Film Commission for a little bit of money to go to Shanghai when we got into this big film festival, and they granted us that. They were really supportive. The Film Commission has been really, really supportive. So, yeah, go out and make a film with no money, and then you might get to go to Shanghai for free. Which is what we did. It was great.
Excellent. Well, look, thank you very much for coming in and talking to us. Do you both have new projects on the go?
Well, I'm kind of writing.
I know you don't want to talk about it. You just want to do it. But
yeah, I'm still in the throes of promoting this one. It's been because we didn't get distribution, so the whole process has been something I've been involved in. You know, I was just putting on shows this week and in the weekend, and last week I was down in Masterton. But I'm writing new stuff, and hopefully that is what is the next movie I'm doing. You know, one of the 5 things that I'm working on. Yeah, with funding the next time. First time without funding is fine. Second time, you know, you've used up all your favours, so and then some. But yeah, this whole thing couldn't have been done without the love and support of so many people. But yeah, I want to pay them back next time by paying them.
Yeah, we've got a few things. So we've got one family dramedy with a supernatural twist that we're determined to get to do with the Film Commission, and we want to do that with funding. We want to pay everyone. We want to do it like through the normal means. It's taking a long time to get all those ducks in a row, so we're going to go film another one with no money in the new year, which is a ghost buddy detective film, but yeah, so one of the buddies is a ghost. And that's going to be a blast.
with chips.
Yeah. And then we've got another female lead detective comedy, like action film, that maybe we'll do that in like 3 or 4 years when we have the experience to be able to achieve something that big. Yeah.
Right, so just a few things you've got on the go there.
Yeah. Gotta dream the dream.
Excellent.
What is it? You shoot for the stars, right? And then if you don't make the stars, at least you may hit the moon. Is that a saying?
Sounds good.
Oh, look, sounds great. We'll go with it.
Let's go with that.
Sounds awesome. Hey, thanks so much for coming in and talking to us. You can catch Chronesthesia, and this giant paper mache boulder is actually really heavy. You won't forget this throughout November on Rialto Channel.
The New Zealand film season, proudly brought to you by Robertson Lodges.